Hi guys, so my name is Rachel and I'm going to tell you my story about why I want to start doing this and why I want to make video logs about my life. So, to begin, I have a brain disease, I would call it. People call it encephalitis, brain disease. I just say I have a brain disease. And basically, it's called NMDA Receptor Encephalitis. I know, it's a mouthful, but basically, it's an encephalitis of the brain. So I had a tumor on my ovary. That tumor caused the antibodies in my brain to attack itself. So basically, my brain was attacking itself. And this caused me to go into a coma. This was on December 14th. 2014, I started to get really crazy. I was at basketball practice and I was seeing melting faces on the court and seeing bugs when I was trying to sleep. My mom was like, "Rachel, what's wrong with you?" So she brought me to the hospital. I acted completely fine when I got to the hospital. And I told the doctors, my mom just brought me here, I don't know why, and all this stuff. I made my mom look crazy. Basically, like a couple minutes later, I was crazy again, so it didn't even matter. Something in my brain was just clicking on and off at that point. I don't remember any of this from December 14th, 2014 and on. I don't remember, which is another reason why I'm doing this, so I can remember my memories, because I have trouble remembering things that I've done, said, all the events in my life. Like, I don't remember prom. To continue on with the story, after I was brought to the hospital, they did a bunch of tests, spinal taps, a bunch of tests. I don't remember. I was not aware of what was going on. So I got to the hospital. I was crazy. They were doing tests. They had state troopers, like 3 state troopers, that had to hold me down because I was running up and down the hallways away from them, and I was crazy. They wanted to put me in a psych ward because they thought that was what's wrong with me, that I had some psychotic issue, and my mom was like, "She's not psychotic, she just has something wrong with her, figure it out." So they did tests, like I said, and eventually they said, if this is what she has, my disease, then she'll be in a coma within however much time. And I did end up slipping into a coma. It lasted a couple months. During that time, I was on breathing tubes, I was on a feeding tube, and eventually the doctors asked my parents, "Do you want to put her on a trach?" which is the thing they put right here to help me breathe without tubes. My parents did not want to do that to me. A nurse that was there actually advocated for me and said, like, "Let's try taking the tubes out and see if she can breathe on her own." And the doctors were like, "No, that's crazy, because if we take the tubes out and she can't, we're going to have to do a quick, like, put the tubes in really quick and might damage her or whatever." So the nurse was like, "No, let's try, at least try." And so they took the tubes out, and I did end up breathing on my own. So that was a positive of this whole experience, I guess. But because I had the tubes down for so long, that's why my voice is a little weird. It's not like it used to be. I don't sound the same anymore. So I woke up, and I was in the hospital for quite some time. After I woke up, I had to learn how to eat before they let me go. So I had to swallow, like, whatever food they were giving me. I would be very stubborn about that, and my parents were like trying to help me out, and I was a stubborn patient, and I'm sorry for all of the nurses and doctors that had to deal with me, because I was not a good patient as far as I know. I don't remember it, so that's not me. When I go back there, I'm like, "I'm sorry, I don't remember." So after the hospital, after I was cleared to go, I had to go to rehab, and rehab lasted a couple months or a month as well. I had to relearn how to walk, talk, eat, all the good stuff that you guys don't have to think about every day, but I had to relearn how to do it. I was basically a baby, just relearning all the simple things. So I was at rehab for quite some time, and my rehab was meant for old people. I was 17 when I got sick, so I was still 17 when I went to rehab because I was a junior in high school. I was with all these old people in my rehab, and they were like amazed because I could do a bunch of stuff that they couldn't do when I was so young and all this stuff, and it was really weird. I did not belong there, and I wanted to get out of there as soon as possible. So I worked really hard. I had to do like memory, like trying to gain memory back and relearn how to talk and walking with physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech multiple times a day, all day. My biggest motivator was trying to get back to playing basketball. The day I got out, I got to go to my team's semi-final game. I think it was the semi-final game. So I did get to go. I was released and I went there on the same day that I was released. I was wheeled in on my wheelchair because they have to release you in a wheelchair, and I still wasn't very stable on my own. So I was wheeled in into the game, and I was like doing my wave. No, I wasn't doing that, but I did wave to the crowd because they were all standing because everyone knew, the basketball community knew what was happening. They had made shirts for me to like raise money. It cost a lot of money to stay in the hospital that long, get all those treatments and surgeries and all of that junk. It costs a lot of money. And I'm so thankful for my parents and my family and the basketball community and everyone that helped pay and help fundraise for me to get better. I know it was a long time coming, but now I'm in college. I'm doing well. That's pretty much my story. And basically, I have no short-term memory or very little short-term memory. That and my voice were the biggest things that had happened to me. So I'm trying to be able to remember all my memories. Instead of just looking at pictures, videos are a great way for me to remember. Most of my memories are through pictures and videos, like prom. Like I said, I don't remember prom, but I feel like I remember it because there's so many pictures from prom. I kind of have fake memories. They're not real. So I thought this would be the best way for me to remember. You don't have to watch. This is just for me, really. So that's my story. Enjoy my life with me. That was a lot of talking. Bye.